to snap yourself out of it and snap yourself back into the timeline. You need to lock it in. You bring out the best in each other now. Let go of the past. It doesn't matter, okay? Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Core Union. I want to talk about the importance of being delusional when you're manifesting anything in your reality, whether it's a relationship with your specific person, something with your health, something with finances, a new job, a new career, more clients, more customers, anything and everything that you want. You need to make the shift internally inside, changing your identity, not trying to change your 3D and then watching the 3D to see whether it changes or not. You need to actually make that shift internally. Then your reality always has to respond to that. You're technically shifting into an entirely different timeline, but the problem is most people, when they're wanting to manifest something that really kind of gets to them, if it taps into a sense of fear, emotion, deep emotions, or their security in some way, that's what throws them off, because it's like so important, which I understand. Of course, your specific person is important to you. I understand that, but you, all the more reason then for you to stay trusting deep within your heart and soul, and knowing that the only proof that you need is not in your 3D. Signs and synchronicities may be fun, but when you depend on them, then all you're doing is manifesting more of them. Instead, go inward and just trust that this is actually how life works. The 3D reality is your consciousness being shown to you. So when you change your identity and you truly change it, then your 3D has no choice but to confirm the change, and then you'll be experiencing what you want in all areas of your life, including a relationship with your specific person. But if you continue to blame yourself, shame yourself, be frustrated with yourself, be impatient, or you continue to be angry with your specific person, then you haven't actually changed your identity or your self-concept of who you are, or your concept of them. So your 3D reality cannot give it to you. So the best way to do this is to remain faithful and loyal to what's in your heart and soul. Before I get further into it, if you love me, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps my channel grow, and I appreciate you for that. If you want me to be your coach to help you manifest a change with your specific person, email a short description to kim@coreunion.com. Go to the website, coreunion.com. My scheduling assistant, Olga, will get back to you as soon as possible. When I talk about being delusional, what I mean is, if something happened in your 3D that goes against love with you and your true love, your mirror soul, take the emotion out of it and detach it from your person. But you need to obviously have a safe place to put your person. So that is the recreation part of it that you need to do in advance. So in advance, make a decision. What is it that I truly, truly, deeply want in my heart and soul? I want to live a life that we are happy together, supportive with each other, loving each other. Obviously, we're trusting each other. We are honest with each other. We take care of ourselves and of each other. We prioritize our time together. We enjoy spending time together. Spending time together regenerates ourselves. We feel energized being together. We love our time together. We are compatible and in sync. Okay, if this is what you want, this is what you need to focus on. So where do you guys live? What does your home look like? What is your lifestyle like? So you can create a bunch of imaginary end scenes from what you truly feel deep down in your heart and soul you can desire, because you wouldn't be able to desire it unless that was a possibility. All infinite realities are existing right now, but in order for you to truly shift in that timeline and to lock yourself into that timeline, then you want to be consistent with this. And the things that cause inconsistencies and prevent you from being able to experience in your 3D reality what you want is because you're shifting timelines when you're doing your inner work, but then you're shifting into another timeline and another timeline and another timeline and another timeline. You're not actually locking yourself in that track, so to speak. In other words, when you do your inner work in the morning and you're feeling deeply in it, you have shifted timelines. Your 3D reality may or may not reflect that back to you immediately because cooperative components and things are happening without you knowing it, but it all is happening instantaneously. That is the truth. But what I can see happens to almost everybody is then you do your inner work, but you don't remain faithful to that. So you're not actually locked into the timeline and into the track. And then if you have a relationship with your person that you're trying to uphold in the 3D, but the way it is currently is actually very triggering, as an example, then that will pull you out of that track, that timeline. It's going to shift you into another track. Why? Because you're in your 3D, you're experiencing the opposite of what you want. Maybe they're not saying or doing the things that you know the two of you guys deserve together. It's just going against the harmonious, loving, stable, secure, happy relationship with it is your birthright. Again, it exists or you wouldn't be able to feel it. Your person already loves you, already chose you, or just you simply wouldn't even love them as deeply as you do. Okay, but back to this. When you continually seek for, I might be losing my point, but I'm going to just keep going with this. When you continually seek to see the change, if you are upholding some sort of a dynamic with your person and you continue to monitor how they said things, when they said things, how much time took before they responded, this and that, this is the problem. This is the exact problem. It's because you are depending on the simulation, which is part of your old self-concept. You're depending on this to show you proof, but the proof is within you. So your number one relationship needs to be with, you need to form and cultivate a trust and faith in your relationship with God, universe, source, the creator. That should be your number one relationship. It is the habit of constantly checking the 3D that pulls you out of the timeline. So you're not actually locking in to the track and the timeline that's going to be bringing you to the end of what you want. You want to be stable and secure and maintain the state of being neutral because you have the relationship. You feel safe and secure because you know deep down that your person loves you as deeply as you love them. But they said this, but they said that, but they said this, they did this, I said this, I said that. We have long distance problem. We have different religions. There's an age gap. They said that they don't want to be in a relationship. They said that they want their freedom. There's a third party. They seem to care more about work than of me. All of that stuff is literally just your previous manifestation. The circumstance doesn't matter because the circumstance is what conformed to your self-concept, your identity back then. So now you have this time. You have no idea how important this time in the quote unquote middle is for you to lay down a very deep understanding and cultivate that power within yourself, because then you are going to manifest everything that you want in a more stable, secure, grounded way. So it's the habit of seeking. It's the habit of not trusting yourself, of not thinking you're doing enough, or that your inner work isn't working, or that you have to do more. It's the habit of going from video to video to video because you don't trust yourself. Or it's the habit of doing the inner work and then consistently checking for proof of evidence to see if the inner work is working. It is working. The same thing applies for money, for health, for things with your specific person. If you're buying a home, if you want a new career, if you're creating a new business, clients, customers, the money in your bank, all of it, it's the same thing. Just like when I used to have my interior design business that you guys know, I manifested and I ended up manifesting. I shouldn't have succeeded, but it was like a multi-award winning every year, year after year, consecutively. I ended up to the point of making over $100,000 a month from making nothing. I bought dream homes, dream cars, had at the time the dream lifestyle. It's not at all what I want now in my life, in my reality. But anyway, at that time, that's where I was with my self-concept. And I manifested it all by doing what? Persisting. And on days when no money was coming into the store, I was actually doing the sales and receiving the money in my bed in the morning, in the shower when I was getting ready, and just all throughout the day. I lived it. I changed my identity. This is who I was. When I woke up, Who am I? This is who I am. I'm powerful. I'm secure. I'm loved. I'm supported. I'm trusted. I'm wealthy. And I just went into the inner work morning, middle of the afternoon, even when I was working, middle of the afternoon without fail. And then in the evening, mental diet all day. And then whether $1 came in or $100 or 10,000 or 20,000, $30,000, I was celebrating it just the same anyway. I wasn't, and this is the same with your person too, by the way. I'm just using this as an example. No matter what, when I went home, I felt secure. I felt like I felt secure. I felt wealthy. I loved my life. My life was amazing. And I would do things in the 3D to celebrate that, all of my success. I would always play. I would always play and have fun, however that looked like for me. So you need to make this be part of your life. Listening to music that you love, dancing, going places, doing things, having fun, celebrating yourself, no matter what. I did these things even if no clients or customers came in, and even facing obstacles and fears, no matter what. My number one relationship was trusting in myself and trusting the God within, and recognizing when do I detach and surrender. And knowing when to surrender is knowing when you are super triggered and you have that heavy feeling in your heart, you are not trusting in yourself and you're not trusting the God within. That is the time you need to detach and surrender and hand it over. You need to really know when to do this. That's the time where a lot of you guys are affirming for your person, which means what? You are actually not developing a trust and having faith that your end exists. This is where you need to surrender. When you're in your lower levels of consciousness, you believe that you're separate from your creator. It's an impossibility. You are not separate from God. You are not separate from me. You are not separate from your specific person, your mirror soul, your true love. You're not separate from your mother, your father, friends, your coworkers, clients. You're not separate from anyone, even people in this world that you are despising. You're not separate from them either. Oneness is oneness, period. And by the way, being that I brought that up, when you are cultivating this relationship with the number one relationship that has to be your number one priority, source, universe, divine intelligence, that is your source of love, of health, of financial security, of safety, of protection. Your person is not your source of love. The government is not your source of protection. The economy is not your source of finances and security. The God within, the God without, however you want to think about God, is your source of everything. So go to that and trust that and detach and surrender to that whenever you're in fear. But stay persisting in your new identity throughout the day and stop checking the 3D. I promise you, and I swear to you, if you would just do this once and for all, then you're living your life is full. You are taking inspired action when deep down you just want to do something, because every day you're living your life and you're giving to yourself, you're spoiling yourself, you're loving yourself. When the fear, pain comes up, you're forgiving yourself, you're letting it go, you're forgiving your person, you're letting it go. You're going back to the end, seeing yourself in the highest and best, seeing your person in the highest and best, the life that you want. Okay. And when you're in a deep, deep, deep trigger, you give yourself love, detach it from your person, surrender to God, do a little revision, and then you're back in your end and you're loving your life and you're living your life. This is how you manifest changing your reality. It's changing your identity, locking yourself into that timeline and not messing with it, not effing around with the 3D anymore. It's pointless. When you are focused on 3D evidence and seeking, who are you in that moment? So get used to asking yourself, who am I right now? And what do I want? To snap yourself out of it and snap yourself back into the timeline. You need to lock it in. And I know there's wavering, it's part of the process. But some of you guys, when you've refused to actually do the inner work, it's just consistently beating you down and eroding your trust that you have within yourself. You are a creator. Stop being a reactor. Start trusting in yourself, trusting in your heart and soul, because again, that is the only proof that you need that that reality exists. It's already done. God created everything already, an infinite realities exist right now. So focus only on the reality where you and your person are deeply in love with each other, completely trusting each other fully, confident in yourselves and in each other. You are secure. You're loved. It's fun. It's blissful. You face challenges together. You are there for each other. Okay. The closer you get, the safer you feel. You bring out the best in each other now. Let go of the past. It doesn't matter. Okay. Please do receive the message down below by claiming it with a heart and prayer hands and anything else you want to say. I love you guys so much. Reach out to me if you need me. Have an amazing day. Bye.
Nothing can come, nothing can come, nothing can come between us.